Hi, thanks for joining me. It's good to be here, hope you're well. I'm just putting on my PAA Cube pre-shave and I find this really helps with a straight razor or a non-folding razor such as a feather or a Kai Captain. Now last week, as you know if you watched, we went high end. We went posh with the Genesis one blade razor and I've got it here still. I still haven't rung Mal up, who kindly loaned it to me. I must send it back to him. But today we've gone the other end, the other way entirely. The other end of the scale was what I meant to say. I got an eBay special and it actually came from a fellow in the next town around the coast to me, a place called Paynton. It is a copy of the Kai Captain. You can see it looks very nice. It's got a sort of a gold finish to the head. Now I don't have a Kai Captain, but I do have a feather non-folding razor that I can compare it to. It came with a blade, but I didn't know what the blade was that it came with. Actually, I didn't know that it was going to come with the blade, and the blade was in the razor, and I nearly had my fingers off when I opened the package. But I got a feather blade, a feather professional blade. There's the box. And I'm just going to pop that into the razor, and this will be this blade's second use. It works the same as my feather, and you can squeeze the shoulder of the head there and just pop the blade in. It has got a bit more blade exposure than a feather. It's got a bit more blade exposure than my feather, and it's got more blade exposure than the Kai Captain. Now I'm just gonna, there we are, that's it, that's in properly. So we'll put that there, we'll get going with that in a little while. I've already used it once and I nearly scalped myself. What a close shave, so I'm going to go careful with it today. I've got my brush soaking. Let's just give that a squeeze, my Frank Shaving Finest Badger brush, and I'm going to be using that today with a Phoenix and Bow Pall Mall shaving soap, Neroli, Petitgrain and Lemon, it says on the box. Stunning artwork. Now I'll just start building a ladder. Put that up there. I'll just start loading that brush, I should more correctly say. And I can explain a little bit more about the soap while I'm doing this. Let's just shake some moisture off that brush. I always really wanted one of these, but I was a little put off by the Neroli, Petitgrain and Lemon that is written on the cover there. I'm really not a fan of floral soaps. But Phoenix and Bow don't make this soap anymore. They've recently stopped making it. It's been discontinued, and I really thought I've got to try that before I can't get hold of it anymore. So that was how I ended up buying the soap. You know pretty much with Phoenix and Bow that you're going to get a great quality soap. But I find that some of their scents just are not to my taste. Let's put it that way. Now this one, it says, has a three-way accord of citrus, floral herbaceous and a light woody musk. Now as I'm putting it on, it has got a very floral citrus scent as the top notes. The top notes are lemon, bergamot and petitgrain. I can't really smell the lemon or the bergamot, but it does add a citrusy aspect to the initial scent. When I first smelled this, I thought, oh, I'm not sure about this, but actually I've used it 3 times now, and I'm coming to like it quite a lot. Now the middle notes are the floral herbaceous that I mentioned, and it is neroli and lavender. And then lastly, the base notes are oak moss, and of course you only get to smell those later on. Now I'm just going to look at the soap I've got here. I mean, Phoenix and Bow, they do great soaps. As I say, the scents are just, some of them are not for me. The Iceni I wasn't sure about. I tried the Star Noir, which I won in a giveaway actually. It was a fantastic prize. But that was way too floral for me. Now I want this lather to be quite wet today. I think that might be okay. Let's try that. Oh dear me, look at that. Wiped it all off. Now I am going to put some alum block on my hands. I don't normally do this when I'm shaving with a straight, but I've found with the cube there that it really does make my skin slippy and more difficult to stretch. And that's where this comes in, obviously. Now I'm still just going to dry my hands again. And let's give this another go and see if I can do better than the other day. So a little mirror here, I'm just going to start in that mirror and then I'll turn towards the camera. Let's just wash that off. It's a little bit thick, my lather. It's not washing off the razor quite as easily as I would like. I'm finding that this is a very nicely weighted razor. It is the same weight as my feather non-folding razor. Excuse the noise if you can hear it, it's just that time of year. There's some work going on in the field at the back of the house, obviously. There we go, that's not bad on the first side. Now, I don't get as good a shave normally with my feather as I do with a standard safety razor. So what I'm going to do is try and shave in exactly the same way I did with the One Blade Genesis. I'm going to do 2 passes with the grain. And 1 across the grain and against the grain on my neck. And I'm going to try and go really lightly with the razor. Ooh, that was close. There we are, first pass. Let's just see how that feels. I'm very pleased with that for an inexpensive razor. It's got a rubberized handle, just the same as my feather. The head actually comes apart. There we are, you can see there's a little bit to aid your grip there, some indentations in the metal. You just press and slide that. Unfortunately, there's 2 little rods on the inside which act as a hinge, and one of them is loose. Now all I'm going to do is I'm going to use a little bit of epoxy resin and just stick that in place. I don't see the point in sending it back for something so small as that. You know, it's obviously a cheap razor, so it is what it is, you know. But I actually bought this to give to somebody else, and that person will get it in due course back, and they will totally understand why I've had to use it first. It's a very nice feeling razor for the money. But as I say, it took no prisoners when I used it the other day. Just because I got a feather non-folding razor doesn't mean that this is the same shape. I'll try and put the video up at the end of my shave because I was recording just to see how it would go, and unfortunately in the middle of the shave the doorbell went and I had to get the door because I was expecting something to arrive. So that was why you haven't seen the video, but I'll see if I can cut out that little section where I needed Allen block and then some. Now here we go, second pass. I can really feel that this is close on my neck and my jawline particularly. This bit is always quite easy, it's the easiest bit to shave. Concentrating very hard here. You know, that's quite a good trick with the Allen block. I don't know if you've ever done that before. As I say, I don't normally, but it does work quite well. See, I stretch my neck there. I'm just trying to make the surface of my neck a little bit flatter. Do you know, I like this razor? I know the Kai Captain seems to have a bit longer part here before it reaches this rubberized handle. There are jimps here on the underside, so presumably your thumb is meant to go exactly there. To give you the most control. It's a nice razor. It is made by a company called Unillivions, Unillivions, and I'm unable to find any information at all about that company. Now the gentleman that I bought it off, Marcus, he said he'd sold quite a few of them, so now whether he's got a deal with the supplier, I do not know. Now I can already tell you that I'm going to need some alum block at the end of this. I'm getting a really close shave with this. It's actually, I think, a better shave than with my feather non-folding razor. Yeah, it's a really good shave. Bit of my neck there, that'll come off now, I'm sure. Now I'm just going to see if I can add a little more moisture to this. Just to make sure that there's lots of slip left on the soap and on my skin for the last pass. You know, you can't see, but there's obviously been some soap flowing off the brush. I'm right in the middle of the toilet lid. There's a piece of soap like that. It's a splot. I'll be cleaning up myself. Usually I'll get it up the wall if I get too wet with the lather there. Now I'm going to start up here. And reach for the alum again. And the same this side. And again, I'm just going to reach for the alum. Now I've just been holding it with my thumb right on that those jimps there. Just been making sure that's where I hold it. Sore, guys, a little bit sore. Not badly so, I should say. definitely got a close shave. I find there's a real knack to using these razors. With my feather, I've just kind of got it. I used it a couple of weeks ago, was the last time, and for some reason I just that day got the angle bang on, and then the time I used it after that, it was there again. Now I've had my feather for quite a while, and it really has taken me that long just to tune into it. Now I don't use my feather or a straight razor very often. You know, it's one of those where I choose between them. They're not a regular part of my sort of routine. I normally pick up a safety razor. And perhaps I shave with my feather or a straight maybe every 2 or 3 weeks. And I think that this one is the same. I think it cuts more efficiently than my feather. And I think it would take quite a while of using it consistently just to get it spot on. Right, now let's have a drop of cold water on the face. I've definitely had a close shave. It's better than my feather in that respect. I've had a closer shave. Oh, up here and down here. God, crikey, that is smooth. Just here, I could just go with going against the grain a little bit. There are a few little bits, but they'll probably calm down. My neck is really good here. Just a little bit there, and probably there as well, and under the chin. And these are the areas that I find not so easy with a straight razor. I find with a safety razor, you're much more manoeuvrable. You have much more manoeuvrability in the shave. Oh, that bit there is sore. Wow, that bit there is sore. But all the rest actually is better than I thought it would be. I'm kind of stinging a little bit all over. It's not excessive at all. Apart from that bit there, that is really sore. Funnily enough, that was the bit I was stretching to get straight, wasn't it? But, you know, that is something you should do. Now today I've got some Nivea sensitive. It's just the normal post-shave balm rather than the cooling. And I'm going to put that on in a moment. There is something about this that is... I'm knocking everything off today. That was my stick tip, just gone for a burn. There is something about the Nivea sensitive that is just slightly a hint of floral. That's all it is, but it's the aftershave I've got that will most go with the Phoenix and Bow Pall Mall shaving soap. I did find when I used this the other day that sort of initial scent of the Nivea wore off, and it just left a really nice, subtle, slightly floral scent for a bit that drifted into the sort of lavender and neroli, and was a very, very nice scented soap. So yeah, I'm really coming to like this one. Now that is my shave for the time being. I hope you have a good week and you also have an enjoyable shave. I'll try and find a little bit more out about this razor, and if I find some more information I will put the links up, but if not I'll keep looking into it and we'll have another shave with it maybe down the line, and perhaps I'll get one of my own. It certainly seems closer than a feather, and for the price, you know. Anyway, you take care of yourselves. I'll see you next time around. All the very best to you. Please subscribe if you like what you see. Take care now. Bye bye.